Good evening. Students at over 24 schools across Arizona say they plan to walk out of class tomorrow in solidarity with a nationwide shutdown, calling for an end to ICE operations. Thanks for joining us tonight for 12 News at 10. I'm Mark Curtis.
And I'm Kariba Devine. School districts are getting ready for what could be a disruptive day tomorrow. Walkouts are being organized at more than 30 high schools. This map here shows just some of the locations here in the valley. Our newsroom continues to get calls about more walkouts that are being added to the list.
12 News journalist Maria Stobbs is here with the details. And Maria, what are organizers saying?
Well, organizers of the nationwide economic shutdown are calling for a day of no school, no work, and no shopping, aimed at shutting down ICE operations. And students at dozens of schools here in Arizona are ready to participate with more walkouts.
Streets, no justice, no peace.
It's been a growing movement across Valley high schools this week. Sky 12 flew over walkouts at Tolleson, Gilbert, Mesa, and Horizon high schools on Wednesday. Hundreds of students leaving class to protest ICE. The same scene outside of Chandler High School and at the state capitol. These walkouts leading up to a nationwide anti-ICE strike set for Friday, organized in response to recent actions by ICE and the deadly shootings in Minneapolis.
I've seen all these high schools do it, and I wanted to be a part of it.
10th grader Armando Castaneda has been sharing this social media post around Poston Butte High School in Santan Valley.
Bring posters and your voices as a sign of wanting ICE out of our city.
And he's been working with school leadership to organize a walkout during their lunch hour.
I'm really hoping this message shows that people should not be afraid. I want Hispanics, any color, to be able to go out in public without having to be scared.
Valley school districts have been preparing for these walkouts, saying classes will continue as usual and urging students to stay in class to continue their learning. Many of them warning that if students leave class, they will be marked absent. Those staff are not stopping students from exercising their rights.
I agree with students being able to have their right to freedom of speech. It's disappointing that we have these things going on right now because we are fully focused on wanting to educate our students and not have to deal with distractions like this.
In Tucson, at least 20 schools have canceled class altogether because of staff using their personal leave on Friday, frustrating some parents.
They could spend this time in a classroom learning about what's going on, but taking them out of the classroom in a protest or not showing up to work and to teach the kids becomes more of a problem, in my opinion.
As for Armando, he says he's keeping safety and school policy a priority while making sure his generation is heard.
It shows that the young kids have a voice of support and they know what's actually going on.
If you'd like to see a full list of business and school closures here in Arizona, just head to 12news.com. We're live in studio, Maria Stobbs, 12 News.
Maria, thanks. As tensions rise over federal immigration raids, Homeland Security has made a huge real estate deal in the Northwest Valley. This 418,000 square foot warehouse near Dysart and Cactus now belongs to ICE. It's the size of 7 football fields. The agency bought it for $70 million. It comes as ICE leaders say they're beginning to scale back enforcement in some places. But here, Democratic leaders see it as a troubling sign.
No, they're expanding their scope and they are going after people who have a lawful residence here, like DACA recipients. And Arizonans and the vast majority of Americans do not agree with these mass deportations.
We will conduct targeted enforcement operations. Targeted. What we've done for decades.
We've reached out, but so far ICE hasn't responded to us for comment. But the agency has said before that it needs more detention space. The city of Surprise tells 12 News the property is zoned for light industrial use and regulations do not allow people to live there.
New court records are revealing more about what prompted federal agents to raid over a dozen Zip sports grills on Monday. The United States Attorney's Office says that 36-year-old Diego Gonzalez Rosales was in charge of hiring kitchen staff at Zips and was living in the U.S. illegally. The Attorney's Office is charging Rosales with hiring undocumented workers and using fraudulent documents to fake their legal status. 3 other people are being charged with lying on federal documents. 39 workers were found to be working in the U.S. illegally and were taken into custody.
Tonight, new video shows a moment that a suspected drunk driver slams into another car in the West Valley. The woman from that car remains in the hospital. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra spoke with her from her hospital bed. And Gabby, this is something that I think we all think about when we're out on the roads.
That's right. Someone's worst fear, and it was for Jordan Adams. She's the mother of 3 and tells me she was on her way home after work when a driver crashed into her and several other cars. She now faces a difficult and painful recovery.
Jordan Adams doesn't need to watch this video.
I can just feel it. And I'll trust everyone that says that I'm lucky to be alive.
But it's something others should see before ever thinking about drinking and driving.
I'll never understand.
Adams is the driver in this car, waiting to turn left at the intersection of 91st Avenue and Union Hills Drive when a car traveling at a high rate of speed from the other direction slammed into her. She doesn't remember the moment of impact.
And all of a sudden, I hear someone banging on the hood of my car, yelling, and just asking, like, "Are you okay?" and them trying to open the doors.
Adams was stuck inside, unable to move.
I knew something was wrong because I could feel, like, without looking down, that the upper part of my leg was, like, turned in, and then the lower part of my leg felt like it was turning out.
She's since undergone surgery, and with several broken bones, she won't be able to walk for the foreseeable future.
It'll definitely be an adjustment.
According to Peoria police, the driver who hit her is suspected to have been impaired and is expected to face felony charges. He was arrested and released pending blood test results.
I don't understand 1 drink, 2 drinks, 15 drinks. Like, we're adults. Like, be responsible.
It's extremely personal for Adam's boyfriend, Will.
My sister was hit and killed by a drunk driver about 10 years ago. And I drove by the car, and what I saw was somebody I thought that I was going to show up to the hospital and not see anymore.
He wants drivers to consider the danger to everyone on the road before getting behind the wheel impaired.
We have all these things, ride shares, we have friends, we have family. Like, why? Why pick it up? Why hop in the car and do that?
Adam's recovery will be lengthy, but she's looking forward to going home to her 3 children.
I'm very grateful to still be here.
And a fundraiser was created to help Adams through this difficult time. We have a link to that on 12news.com. In studio, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
All right, Gabby, thank you. Today, a convicted murderer was sentenced to death in Maricopa County. Franklin Clifton was found guilty of first-degree murder for a shooting back in 2014. He was convicted of shooting 2 women. One of them died at the scene near Campbell and 27th Avenue. A date for his execution has not been set yet.
Some high-profile Arizonans gathered in Tempe today for the groundbreaking of the John McCain Library and Museum at Arizona State University. 12 News journalist Craig Harris was there for the festivities.
It was a group of A-listers, from political leaders to civic leaders to sports figures, here in Tempe for the John McCain Library and Museum groundbreaking. Former Governor Doug Ducey and current Governor Katie Hobbs were both here, along with Michael Bidwell, the owner of the Cardinals, Larry Fitzgerald, and other dignitaries. This is former Arizona Governor Doug Ducey.
Oh, there could be a much wider group of A-listers. I think we have some of the most wonderful people in the state, but John McCain touched people all over the nation and all over the world.
They spoke about the importance of McCain's legacy and what the museum would do here, bring in tourism, but also bring in people who could talk about ideas and also to learn about the legacy of John McCain and what he did here for Arizona. Also in attendance was Senator John McCain's son, Jack McCain.
It's the culmination of about 7 years of work, but it still has an element of the surreal because it's just such a wonderful prospect, I think, both for the family, but I think for the state of Arizona.
Organizers say the library and museum will showcase Senator McCain's legacy. It will cover 80,000 square feet on 22 acres near ASU's Tempe campus. Dr. Michael Crow, president of Arizona State University.
This is fantastic. This is the building, the start of a campus in honor of John McCain, but more than his personal honor, what he stood for, what it means to advance American democracy, to protect American democracy. So here on this chunk of ASU, these 30 or so acres, we're starting the McCain campus, and then the McCain Library, the McCain Center, all these things will be here.
The museum is set to open in 2028. The vision is to host programs that foster civic dialogue and serve as research opportunities for Senator McCain. Reporting in Tempe at the groundbreaking for the McCain Library and Museum, I'm Craig Harris, 12 News.
All right, Craig, thank you.